What if the parts of yourself you have been hiding are actually the most powerful parts of who you are? What if the anger, the fear, and the shame you have been running from are not your weaknesses, but your greatest untapped strengths? Today we are exploring one of the most profound and misunderstood concepts in personal development. Welcome to Read Up Daily. Today we are learning about shadow work while building your English vocabulary with powerful words and phrases you can actually use. By the end of this video, you will understand 3 powerful words, 3 useful phrases, and a completely new way of looking at yourself. The concept of the shadow was introduced by Swiss psychiatrist Carl Jung. He believed that every person has a hidden side made up of emotions, thoughts, and desires they have buried because they were taught those feelings were unacceptable. Too much anger, too much sadness, too much fear. So they buried those emotions deep inside themselves. Shadow work is the practice of bringing those hidden parts into the light, not to become someone different, but to become whole. The first word is suppress. Suppress means to push down a feeling or emotion instead of expressing it. Many people suppress anger because they fear being judged. They suppress sadness because they believe they must stay strong. They suppress fear because they think it makes them weak. But suppressed emotions never disappear. They simply wait for another way to be expressed. For example, she suppressed her grief for years until it affected every part of her life. The second word is projection. Projection means seeing something in another person that actually reflects something inside yourself. The qualities that trigger us most in other people often reveal the parts of ourselves we have not yet accepted. Instead of asking why are they like that, ask yourself, what does my reaction say about me? For example, she realized her frustration with her colleague was actually a projection of the confidence she was afraid to express. The third word is integrate. Integrate means bringing separate parts together into one complete whole. In shadow work, integration is the goal. You are not trying to eliminate your shadow. You are learning to accept it and make it part of your conscious self. Real healing begins when you stop hiding from yourself. For example, once she learned to integrate her emotions instead of rejecting them, she became calmer, stronger, and more confident. The first phrase is inner child. Your inner child is the part of you that carries the emotions, memories, and experiences from childhood. Many of the feelings we suppress as adults were first hidden when we were children. Healing often begins by giving that younger version of yourself the understanding and compassion they never received. For example, healing my inner child helped me stop blaming myself for things I could never control. The second phrase is emotional trigger. An emotional trigger is anything that causes a sudden and intense emotional reaction. In shadow work, triggers are not enemies. They are invitations to discover what still needs healing. Every trigger points towards something you have not fully understood about yourself. For example, every emotional trigger teaches me something new about myself. The final phrase is sitting with discomfort. It means allowing yourself to experience difficult emotions without immediately trying to escape them. Most people reach for their phones, food, or distractions whenever uncomfortable feelings appear. Shadow work teaches that real growth begins when you stay with those feelings instead of running from them. For example, I am learning the practice of sitting with discomfort instead of avoiding every difficult emotion. Shadow work is not about becoming darker. It is about becoming braver. It is about accepting every part of yourself, even the parts you once tried to hide. The shadow is not your enemy. It is simply a part of you waiting to be understood. When you stop running from it and begin walking toward it, everything starts to change. Not overnight, not without discomfort, but in a way that is real, lasting, and deeply meaningful. If you enjoyed learning English through today's topic, subscribe to Read Up Daily. Every day we explore meaningful ideas while helping you build your English vocabulary one word at a time. I'll see you in the next video.